Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for a new game called Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Now, in this game, it is going to be kind of a role-playing game, and I really didn't know exactly what I was getting into when I first did it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to choose your character. Are you going to be a wizard or are you going to be a witch? I'm a boy, so I'm going to be a wizard. You can choose to either have it randomized, and you've got a ton of different options here. As you can see, I kind of thumbed through. And you can either make this be whoever you want it to be or look like you. I loosely tried to make it look like me. And so what you can see is you just tap along these different features and then you can go down to the nose. You can build the nose. And as you see, there are a bunch of different options to choose from. That actually doesn't look anything like me. Looking at that side profile, it's kind of funny. And so, you can either take as much time or as little time as you want in setting up your figure, which is what I'm going to do here. When I was growing up, I used to love the books called Choose Your Own Adventure. I really enjoyed, you'd read a few passages, a few pages, whatever have you, and then you would have to make a choice of, and I think it was only like A or B at that time, but the story would have a different ending depending on which choices you went with as far as what to do whenever you came to kind of a sticking point in the road. And I've often wondered why I've never really came across a game that was kind of built around those same principles of choose your own adventure. And this is what this game is like so far for me. I'm only going to go through the opening like 2 chapters of the game. I think there's different chapters within each year, and I want to say that there are 7 years set up. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're kind of going to get just antiquated with the abilities and kind of the storyline of the game. Basically, the storyline is your character had a brother who was kicked out of Hogwarts and has gone missing. So I guess ultimately you're trying to find your brother, but also you're trying to make it through Hogwarts. So you're going to want to try to make friends. You're going to make enemies along the way. And it's got this cool little storyline built into it, built around the Harry Potter franchise. And if I'm not mistaken, we'll get to it here in a little bit, this is actually going to take place before Harry Potter. I believe Harry Potter has been born, but is not old enough to attend Hogwarts yet. So what you're going to do is you're going to meet your friend, and the early game is actually, it's pretty slow. And all you're really going to be doing is tapping on things. It took me a minute to figure out, you have to tap it 3 times. I don't know why you tap it 3 times, but you do. And it's kind of cool how you move around the screen. It tells you to pull, and it's kind of counterintuitive. Like, if I want to go from left to right, I would think to swipe. Like, I want to move my character from left to right, but it's actually opposite. What you're going to want to do is swipe right to left. And if you think about it, that kind of makes sense because you're pulling the screen the direction that you want it to move. Maybe it would have been, I will just say that the very beginning is really slow. As you can see, all you're doing is tapping on buttons and reading the storylines. There are going to be a handful of options of things that you can say or choose to do, and as you move along, whatever you choose is going to kind of give you points in different areas, and I don't remember exactly what they were. It will come up later on in chapter 2, I believe, whenever we get there. But it'll come up as, if you're kind, then you're going to get kindness, and if you are brave, you'll get brave points, things of that nature. So you really can kind of create the persona that you want. I think that's really cool. It's more than just, I don't know. It's more than just, I tap this button and we're going to go down this road. It kind of reminds me of games like Knights of the Old Republic, which is a Star Wars based game. Obviously this isn't lightsabers. It's not based around Star Wars figures, but in that game you could choose whether you wanted to be on the dark side or the light side, and the way you interacted with people not only changed your path through the game, but it also changed your appearance. So, you know, in Knights of the Old Republic, if you wanted to go to the dark side, all of a sudden your skin would start looking more grotesque than if you stayed with the light side. So far through the couple of chapters, I haven't really come across a part of the game where, you know, you go down different paths. Everything has always been the same path up to this point, with the exception of, like I mentioned, you're going to have different options to choose where you want to go. I will say the graphics on this, while they do look cartoonesque, they're really good cartoonesque, if that makes sense. Here is still the openings. There's no options to go do other things. Like I haven't come across a part where I can do task 1, task 2, or task 3. Which one do I want to take care of? And I don't know if that changes throughout the gameplay. So far it's been, this is the storyline that we're going to follow. And there's been a little bit of character development. As soon as I get my wand here, then I'll go and pick my house, and then you'll actually start into chapter 1. I will say that the underlying theme to all this so far has been, a lot of people know who your brother is, and they've heard of your brother, and obviously the professors, the teachers know who. But here's your first option. Or actually, this is like the second option. I think you had the option of telling Rowan how to dress, and then you know, here was another option of something to choose. You get your wand. The wand is a major thing in Harry Potter lore. And like I said, like here is like casting spells. I hope I don't have to memorize how to do the casting spells, because I'm not going to remember all these strokes. So I hope that I'm not actually tested on any of these. The first thing that I had to do in mine was my spells class, and then it drew out the symbol that it wanted me to do. There's our friend Rowan with his new sweater. And basically the premise of this is you're a first-year Hogwarts student, and you have your options later on of, why are you here? You know, are you trying to learn spells? Are you wanting to be a good guy, bad guy? Or are you just here to find your brother? I don't remember exactly which path I've chosen so far. And as I do more of these videos, if I do more of these videos, I'll definitely play the game, because I kind of want to know where the story goes. But as I do more videos, I kind of wanted to make my character kind of be like the nice guy that doesn't get walked over. And you can see in one of my decisions later on, the Slytherin, a female character from the Slytherin house pulls some shenanigans later on in this video, and I call her out on it. And I didn't have any proof. I just kind of stood up for myself a little bit. And it looks like that might have been the right choice, because I think somewhere in there it'll say that you probably would have lost more house points had you not chosen to go the way that you did. So here we go. Kind of the basis is done there, the chapter 1, and now we're going to go into chapter 2. I know I didn't do chapter 3, and I kind of was trying to decide if I wanted to just cut the video here or continue on, but I decided I'd go ahead and keep playing, because the beginning really didn't cover anything, and I'm just going to be honest, through the part that I've gotten to, not a lot goes on, but I did definitely want to show you which house I chose. Let me know in the comments below if you're even a Harry Potter fan, and if you are, which house do you think that I went with? And also, which house would you go with if you had to choose? So you're going to see the beginning here. These graphics look absolutely amazing. The characters look they look exactly what you'd expect the cartoon version of these characters to look like. You know, that it's going to ask you to think of a house. I say which one I want, and then I get it. So I'm not sure if you always get the one that you want, or if it's random and I just happen to guess right, or if which one the hat chooses for you is based on your earlier interactions. My feeling is it was a little too coincidental, and that the one that you think coming up here is the one that you're going to get. So if you see the sorting hat is on top of my head, and I'm hoping for, which one do you think? Go ahead. Okay. And I chose blue. And I chose blue because blue is my favorite color. So, and then oddly enough, my buddy Rowan is also in Ravenclaw. Again, this is the only time that I've gone through this, so I'm not sure if you choose a different house if your buddy Rowan goes with you. That would be interesting. I'd be interested to know if that is how it goes or not. And this is where it talks about the boy who lived Harry Potter, and I believe that said that he will be coming to Hogwarts later in life, so this is pre-Harry Potter. And then it's going to kind of go over just the house points, how you earn points, you can lose points, things of that nature. And then I'm going to go to my Ravenclaw common room. And that's it. Like I said, I don't know if Rowan is always Ravenclaw or not. I don't want push notifications, so you'll have to choose that. But as you can see up in the top right-hand corner, there is a lightning bolt, which will give you time, and then the other lightning bolts. So you've got two different options there for the potions or the spells. I went with the spells first. And I think the 16 of 24 is how close you are to completing that chapter or that level. Let you guys just kind of follow along the story a little bit. I'm interested to know if you guys download this game and do play this game, is your story so exactly the same way as mine? You know, I'd imagine up to a certain point the game is going to be identical for everybody, but then based on decisions that you make, I can see where no two people's game experience is going to be the same. Early on, as you can see with that third year student, that my brother is not well liked. He definitely has a reputation, and I have a feeling that as you progress along, you're going to find out that maybe your brother, it wasn't as bad as you thought. So here's what you get to choose. Which one are you most looking forward to? I said I'm just here to find my brother. I'm not here to learn anything. I'm kind of the rogue agent who is seeking revenge. I just want to find my brother. But you're still going to have to do the tasks and everything. But like I said, kind of the setting it up for, you know, I don't want to answer the same way every time when I do these, when I go through and choose. Like, I don't always want to be the nice guy, and I don't always want to be the jerk. But sometimes I want to be the jerk. And sometimes I want to be snarky and sarcastic and call people out. And other times I want to try to make friends. I want to see how that goes. And then we're going to jump in here. The first class, as you saw, I believe there were 7 up there. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't count them all. But definitely you're going to be compared to your brother throughout this. I can't remember. I think I said I'll follow the rules. Yeah. So previously I told Rowan that I'm just here to find my brother. But then here with Professor Flitwick, I said, no, I'll be good. So I'm kind of setting it up to be the good cop, bad cop, and depending on who I'm talking to, kind of shape different interactions in different ways. Lumos is the first spell that you're going to learn, and it lights things up. Really easy. Your reward is 5 gems. I haven't even gotten to the point where I know what gems or coins or anything go for. And so as you progress along, you're going to get to choose. Do you want the lightning bolts? Do you want the gems? Do you want the coins? And I probably chose wrong. I should probably choose gems moving on, because there is a pay element to this game, and I haven't figured out what that is yet. I'm not sure what took me so long here. Oh, I didn't know if you have an hour to complete this, I guess. And I was trying to figure out if that meant you have an hour to complete it, or it's going to take an hour to do. And I didn't have an hour when I was going through this. So I was like, man, I sure hope this doesn't take an hour to do. But it actually doesn't. You can blow through this super quick, probably a lot quicker than I do. As you see, you just tap, or you can even, on that triangle with the diamonds on the side, I don't know where it says glance, I think you can actually hit that and it'll do them all at once, or you can keep tapping on the people, and this is how you gain experience. As you can see, the timer, my stars, I earned the first star there, and here's where you get to choose your reward. On the first one, I chose the lightning bolt, and you can see up there in the top right, it keeps switching between like something of 24 or a timer, and my timer was running down. Let's see if you know the answer. Very simple question. I imagine the questions are going to get more difficult as you go along, and I don't know what would have happened if I guessed wrong there, but obviously I'm brilliant because I got it right, even though they did just tell me like 2 minutes ago what the spell was, and it kind of makes sense. Prepare to cast. I'll try it. Remember Lumos. And all you're doing is just tapping here. There's nothing more to it than that. I hope that it becomes a little more interactive, although I really don't think it's going to. I think this game is mostly going to be a... Yeah, like, I don't even know how to explain it. In Knights of the Old Republic, you actually controlled your character and where you walked around and where you went to different places. I don't think you're going to have that skill ability. I don't think you're going to be able to have that leniency to kind of go anywhere you want. And I'm going to be a little disappointed if you have to just, if the entire game is tapping the screen, I'll be a little disappointed with it, but I didn't have any real expectations coming into this. As you can see, my Professor Flitwick here likes me because I earned 10 points for my own team, and he's the head of my school. And the next one is not going to be the same. What is this? Oh, you get to choose, or you keep track. So what I do is I thumb through. There's 7 different charms and spells, charms that you can learn. So I just take a second here and flip through, just kind of see what everything is. There's definitely going to be some dueling. If you follow them on Twitter, they're giving like little hints and reveals on like reading the people that you're communicating with and gauging things. So I think it's going to be a lot more in depth than just touching buttons. And at the beginning of most games, they usually keep it pretty simple. And so here you go, potions flying. It looked like there were 7 and 3. So it looks like there's probably 14 different, which would make sense. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 different things there. Again, I was kind of limited on time, and I was debating like how far into this do I want to go, which is why it's taken me so long to complete chapter of the year. The chapter, what was this, chapter 2? Here you're going to come into your first interaction with somebody who's not friendly with you, and you're going to have the choice to stand up for Rowan or do nothing. And what's that, Marula? So I'm going to stick my nose in here. Rowan calls Marula out and basically says there's no way that you're the smartest one here. All the professors are smarter than you, and all the 7th year students are smarter than Marula. I think I say stand up to her. She's it was at Slytherin, the green, and I don't like them. mainly because I didn't like the little blonde-headed boy that played Slytherin in the original Harry Potter movie. so there's real no like basis for that, other than, you know, just, I don't know, discrimination against the green team. She's pretty cocky. She thinks she's the best. Rowan thinks he's the best, and a little bit of character development. This is only really the second figure that we've had interaction with. And then I have a choice to taunt her, to threaten her, or to reason with her. I don't remember. I think I did reason. I think I did reason with her. May have been a bad choice. But then Professor Snape walks in, and it's a good thing that I just tried to reason with her. But I still get called out for bullying. I don't know. I think I was wrongly accused there, but what else do you expect? And this is where I'd be interested to see how this interaction goes. If Rowan isn't in your house, then I'd be interested to see how that goes. We're going to go into the dungeon for potions class. One thing that I will point out whenever we get there is there's going to be you have to tap at a certain time. And I didn't know that I was trying to get the circle into a certain area. I didn't know I was trying to stop it at a specific time, and I just tapped the screen. And it was at the wrong time, and it causes a problem. So that may have led to me not getting things done as efficiently as possible. Professor Snape is everything you'd expect Professor Snape to be. And Marula is exactly what you would think from the interaction we have in the hallway. Not sure why I got reprimanded. I wasn't doing anything. It wasn't me, it was her. So now, this takes me a minute. He's going to do the demonstration, and it's going to go through a few times because I didn't realize that I was actually supposed to be doing something here. But anytime someone's outlined in blue, you should be tapping them. So I think I did it the first time, and then it keeps going. You'll notice that here in a second. And you see how the cauldron there and the vials are outlined in blue, and he keeps doing this. I'm waiting for it to finish the animation. I didn't notice that those were outlined in blue, so it takes me a minute here to figure out that, hey, maybe you want to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and just touch this 4 times. We can get some gems, some rewards, not gems, but coins and rewards, experience. 24 out of 24. I don't know why it keeps going down. This time I choose the gem reward. Nope. Sorry, I lied. See, tap when the circles are the same size. I missed that. And so I totally botched that. And now he's mad at me even more than he was before. Oof. So you definitely want to do that better than I did if you're going to play the game. Review the textbook. By this point, I have figured out, and we're just going to gain all kinds of experience. We're just kind of tapping the screen, get to our second star. This time I choose the gem to give me 3. And it's pretty much going to tell you what it is that you need to do. I tried to be careful and follow the little pattern exactly. I don't know if that makes a difference, because it did make a difference with the circles. Definitely take time to read the clues down at the bottom. If it takes you a little while to get through those first few stages, then it's definitely worth reading those so you don't mess up on the circles like I did. And then I learned the cure for that. But as always, there's more to be seen.
Hey, hey.
This is not good. So we blow up our cauldron. Marula. being the evil little person that she is, creates drama. And Fodder doesn't want drama. So then I have options, and as you can see, I took the time to actually read this, saying it's not your fault. I haven't unlocked that ability yet because I don't have the shield reward, which is courage. So I could either say I'm sorry, or she sabotaged me because I had the 2 points there. I reached the level to say that, and I still get blamed. And this is about as far as I have gotten. And we find out that she has been a Slytherin legacy, and there was nothing I was going to do. And then, like I said, I'm sure we would have lost more points if I hadn't stood up for myself. So maybe you were going to lose points at this for your house at this point, no matter what, and somehow I mitigated that. But that is going to be the end of it. That's where I cut it off, and I haven't played any further. When I saw that I was at chapter 3, I thought that that would be a good introduction into the game. I'm kind of hooked in on the story a little bit. You know, I'm not at a point where I'm dying to continue on, but I kind of want to know what happens. So I'm definitely going to play a little bit more. We'll probably do a couple more videos on this for sure and see how the story develops. If the story kind of doesn't go anywhere, that'll probably be the end of it. But let me know in the comments below, are you a Harry Potter fan? Do you like this style of game? It's not an action game so far by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it could be something really good. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you next time.